From the block to the hood table, big brick slabs and cake decorating diva, discussing local issues, national news too, encouraging y'all to like or share and subscribe. We bring the heat, keeping it real tight, from the White House to the gutter we report.
Because it kind of came out, in certain, areas and certain places and, forms that, women were kind of using men, you know what I'm saying, for these dates, you know what I'm saying? So like they would want to go on these dates, you know what I'm saying, with no type of interest in this man in no type of way. You see what I'm saying? The man, he's all for it. He wants to spend some time with her. He wants to make sure she has a good time like we all would want. You feel me? But just the way they were speaking, that kind of came out that a lot of people were seeing and taking note of was that, a lot of these women were starting to, kind of play the role of, I ain't really interested in these motherfuckers. I'm shit. It's just, a meal for me. You know what I'm saying? And if they ain't taking me to a, whoop-de-whoop type of restaurant or whatnot, it's cleats anyways. You feel me? I don't want nothing to do with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they got the men, like you got to spend some bread, you feel me? Just to have their time, you feel me? And it's like, okay, so a lot of men just kind of took that as, man, fuck that shit. But see me, I ain't going to say fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just be like, hey, we go get some ice cream or something. Or if, like I said, if we're into the same things, come slide out with me. We do some car show shit or something. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're going to get something to eat or whatnot while we out. You know what I mean? Just, regular type shit. You feel me? Maybe go buy the water or something. You know what I'm saying? Or whatnot, depending on what the vibe is.
Well, I remember Pete had me cracking up. What did you see what Pete said?
Yeah, I just read it, man.
He ain't got no. I was cracking up. I was like, I hope he don't think I'm laughing at him. But, back in the gap when they was doing all that pushing for because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you. Back in the 90s and even like maybe the 2000s, I was scared. The epidemic, like everybody, all the celebrities. Just people just dying left and right. Like back then, I was so scared I was gonna catch some shoot. But so I always use protection. But then, like once I got older, and then they started doing the BET Wrap It Up, and even in our community, they started doing the annual test where you can just go and get a free test. Like they used to push that shit, I think nationally, like back then, the time frame I'm talking about. And so I remember one time I asked a guy, like, when the last time you been tested? And this fool was like, oh, just recently, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I just been tested, so I'm willing to show mine. Can you show me yours? He kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I ended up stopped talking to his ass. Because I'm like, there is something, like, why don't you want to, why? You could have just told me, no, I don't think I got to show you, or no, I'm okay, or no. And I could have went like, okay, I'll trust you, or okay, fuck you. But he just kept putting it off and just still trying to have conversations. What's up? When we go hang with me? All that shit. And I'm like, can I see your credentials? Like, so after that, I just stopped asking people. I was like, shit, these people out here ain't trying to get no damn test. I think people are scared to find out that they might have something because some shit be dormant. Like, you don't always know that something's
dormant. Okay.
The word today, class.
Okay. With Reggie Wright Jr. and shit, and that was his boy. And that's going to get ugly, you know what I'm saying? Because Reggie can destroy Suge, you know what I'm saying? I guess he got a lot of information on this guy, but what Suge's been doing lately is he's been hitting up a lot of like news casts, like MSNs and all these type of places, you know what I'm saying? And he's popping his shit. But like I said, it's more of an attention thing with this guy because he says it. I don't have a good relationship with Puff or anything like that. I'm just saying, what the fuck is you saying? Then why are you even interested? It's an attention thing. You know what I'm saying? The light's on Puff right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what? You feel me? That's how I take it.
Mm-hmm. And I think
what's up with it, Bird?
Too. It's kind of like how what's his name, 50, how he is when he's trolling. I think Suge just might be trolling right now. And for those of y'all who don't know, every now and then Suge, he'll come out and he'll sit with like a mainstream media platform. So he did another interview with CNN, and he's in prison right now. The founder of Death Row, y'all know who Suge is, involved in that situation allegedly. I'm not even gonna bring up the Pac and all that other stuff, but let's just keep it on this trial right now. But basically, Suge, he said to CNN that he thinks that Diddy should testify, and he said that he feels like if Diddy tells his truth, he really would walk. And he said, "It's Puffy." I'm just reading exactly what Suge said. If Puffy goes up there and says, "Hey, I did all those drugs. I wasn't in control of my life at that time or myself," he can humanize his old self, and the jury might give him a shot. But he said if they keep him sitting down, it's like he's scared to face the music. And he should just have faith in God, pull up his pants. Like he's like, you just need to pull up your big boy pants and go up there and tell his truth.
Well, with me, if I'm having a conversation with somebody and the first thing they come off with is I'm telling my truth, I'm killing game right there off the top. Conversation over with me. I'll let you talk, but I ain't got nothing else to say, because you can never, what the fuck can you do if somebody's telling their truth? That's what they believe. I want the fucking truth. Fuck what you believe, how you think. I don't care about that. What's the truth? You know what I'm saying? And that's what you just said with all these testimonies, all these things, broken noses and all this type of shit, kidnappings. That's the truth. So fuck Puffy him telling Puffy, hey, get up there and tell him, hey, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't in my right mind, yada, yada, yada. That shit sound hella stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, like, this nigga, he more on like he trying to get some attention. You know what I'm saying? He on the spotlight just to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because what he just said, that was the stupidest shit I ever heard in my fucking life, bro. You a grown ass man, and that's what you telling him to do. This nigga fighting for his life, and you telling him, hey, yeah, I wasn't in my right mind. Woo, woo. Showing him a human side. Where was the human side when he was beating the dog shit out of this fucking woman? You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to handle it. And I think that's why a lot of people go with the ghosting. Like Sincere said earlier, hey, that's some coward shit. For sure. Like I said earlier, I feel everybody, deserves closure. If you don't spend time with this person, man, and all that, they deserve to have some closure.
I agree with a lot of what you said. You have to definitely know what you want. Be straight up about, relationships, what you want, what you don't want in a relationship. If it's just a thing, something to do, make that known too, so that you won't get caught up in those other situations by not being upfront and letting somebody know what you want. If you're not looking for a relationship, then you have to let that be known that you don't want to be in a relationship. You just want, just to have fun. And I noticed somebody in the chat was talking about different signs and stuff. I'm a Capricorn, and I know people think that we come across as stubborn and things like that. But as a Capricorn, we know what we want, and we also know how we want other people to act or behave. So you have to know yourself. It takes growth. It takes breakups sometimes, bad relationships, to know what you really want. But you got to know what you want in a relationship, what you expect in a relationship, and what you are willing to put up with, because relationships are not perfect. They are not perfect by far. And there's going to be ups and downs. It might be some pain, not physical, of course, but, it might be some hurt, some pain, some crying, but, throughout relationships. But you have to know what all you will settle for. And I don't want to call it settling, because settling is one thing altogether. Settling, I feel like, is when you know better, it's a wrap, they ain't no good for you, but you just still want to be with that person. But you have to know, what you're able or willing to put up with to stay in that relationship. I understand where you're coming from, because even though I am a fan of Tyler Perry, maybe not everything, but I am a fan of Tyler Perry. One of my things that I do and have been doing for like over 7 years is doing TV show reviews, and mostly the shows I do is Black, African American cast, focus. and a lot of them has happened to be the Love and Hip Hops, the Basketball Wives, the Housewives, but also a lot of Tyler Perry shows, including Ruthless, which a lot of people, like, as soon as they first started watching it, there was a lot of backlash about that when that shit first came out. I was like, hold up, Tyler Perry, what you be really thinking of over there down at the, the Tyler Studios? But still, nevertheless, I always try to get him a try because he is a black man. You know how it is. And I think he's really doing his thing as far as putting people on, even though some of those people, it's like, damn, Tyler, did they have any acting classes at all? Like,
and see, and that's the thing, the table. I get what you're saying when you say, you give it to him for putting people on. Who the fuck is he putting on? These people, we don't even want to see them. The people that I see in these movies, I don't want to see them in another movie because their acting is so bad. Just like you said, like, did they even have fucking acting classes? Like, even the way you're supposed to put feeling in certain shit in certain situations, what it do, Nurse K? Certain situations, you know what I'm saying, and of emotions in the movie, they're not even completing the deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even get no feel. Now with Taraji, she's fucking dope. Okay, if he was to cast people like her and other dope fucking actors and actresses like that in his movies, I would give him a chance probably fucking every time. Because, like, even and the thing is, I don't want to move too fast, but just her emotions and everything and her feel is just fucking, it's through the roof. Taraji's dope. You know what I'm saying? And that, look at just in the picture. You feel me? Just in the picture. So, like, when it came to that movie and just certain things that were going on and just the way she was acting towards it, it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to affect some of the things that I have to say when, we go into the movie, but go ahead.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me as a man speaking, because I know also as a man, you feel me? Like, I've had fucking, women that, like I said, they good looking women, you know what I'm saying? And I don't have, it's not in my mind to try to be like, oh, I'll try to get at them and try to bump or anything, have any sex with them or nothing like that. But I ain't also saying I wouldn't turn it down either, though. Like, if they, put it out there, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, they fine, you know what I'm saying? And that's just as a man, you know what I'm saying? So I know if, my woman or whatnot is out there, trying to befriend men or whatnot, or have, new men friends in her life, it's just like, I know where they mind can be. Not putting too much on her, which to me, that's still a little out of pocket, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a check game myself. You know what I'm saying? And I've done that. It's shown and proved. You feel me? So, for you to take on, newcomers and shit like that, it's just like, what's the reason for it? Because anything you need, I'm finna be there for that. Your car breakdown or whatnot, you got me. If any situation, whatever out there in the world that you come upon, you got me. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really need, another male, you know what I'm saying? And then plus you may have your brothers, your uncles, and all that other type of shit. So what the fuck do you know what I mean? Like, I can get into it like that. You feel me? So, and like I say, I'm the type of person, like, what I would ask of, somebody else, I'm gonna do myself. You feel me? And I wouldn't even ask that. I would just see how you move, just see how you operate. You feel me? And if you out there over there trying to, like, befriend everybody, you know what I'm saying? I kind of have to put it out there, like, what's going on? And if it was still an issue and if that was what you did, like, that's your get down, then maybe you just ain't the right fit for me. You know what I'm talking about? But what do you think about what's going on, Miss Piggy? What do you think about that, though, with, being in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with your partner and new friends of the opposite sex? You know what I'm saying? Maybe they want to befriend somebody, you feel me? Or, they oh, whoopty whoop is cool and yada, yada, yada. Whoopty whoop. And it don't even got to be a thing like they calling each other on the phone. It ain't even got to nothing like that, but just period, hey, whoop, whoop, kind of bringing the person up a lot. Like, that's like your friend or some shit. You feel me? What do you think about that?
Well, you said something about if you have a guy at home, you know, why do you need somebody else? Now, I saw a post on Facebook. Now, it's kind of like an adjacent subject, but a guy had posted on Facebook, one of my guy friends, and he said, what kind of man do you have at home if you got to come on Facebook and ask, can somebody change my tire? Can somebody come fix my brakes? Do you know anybody who can do this? Do you know? And I was like, it didn't, you know, I wasn't like, at first, but now that you said that, I'm like, okay, if you do have a whole man at home, why are you on Facebook asking for something that your man could probably handle? And even if he can't handle, he should try to handle it or get somebody to handle it. Now,
ding, ding.
Right. So like I said, it ain't really like a relationship issue, but it's kind of adjacent. But as far as friends, this is a tricky one because I had a guy before that I was talking to, and we didn't commit after, you know, talking or whatever you want to call it, engaging, talking, whatever, for a while because he wanted me to, and I think I talked about this before on my channel, but he wanted me to get rid of all the friends I already had. He was like, you shouldn't have no guy phone numbers in your phone unless it's your male cousins, your brothers, your uncle, your dad, shit like that. And I was looking at this fool like, are you serious? Like, I got homeboys that I've been cool with for years. And so that was like the end of that relationship. He was dead serious, like dead ass serious. But as far as like people in the future, my question is, should you only be skeptical about the friends to come and not the friends in the past?
Well, yeah, that's a fact too. You see what I'm saying? So that also comes with a lot of things, right? So like, you know, I didn't want to go into like a crazy rabbit hole, but like, yeah, for sure. Like if you in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And with them old friends, you going to see how kind of they maneuver. You're going to be kind of, you know, watching certain things. You're going to hear certain things, you know, certain family members be messy. You know what I'm saying? So they may get a liking to you, like the way you move and get down and be like, hey, check this out. You know, that so-called friend or whatever of hers, they used to have a little thing back in the days, man. You just, you know, like there's ways shit come out, or maybe a friend or whatever of the families may take a liking to you or whatnot. Shit come out, you know, shit in the dark come out. You feel what I'm talking about? So off top, you know what I'm saying? You always got to keep, you know what I'm saying, your eyes and ears peeled, you know what I'm saying, on everything, you feel me? Because, you know, that's why you want to mingle and kind of be out and about, you know what I'm saying, a little bit with your girl and the family and shit, you know. So a lot of people be trying to like see what that dude was talking about, like he just trying to, yeah, you know, I don't want you around nobody. Nah, if anything, man, let's go out there and mingle, bro. I want to see what's going on. You feel me? I'm the type shit. Like, yeah, let's go. You feel me?
All I can hear was controlling.
Shit.
And might possibly try to whip my ass one day. That's all I can hear when you was saying that shit.
You feel me? And that's what I'm hearing too. That's what I'm hearing too. You feel me? Like, goddamn, you know. Bro, already trying to like, you know, seclude you from the world, you know.
Hey, I saw like next thing you know, we're gonna be living in the wilderness. Hot drinking from a well and shit. Like no lights.
I swear to God, I'm gonna break this up. 10. Open that fucking door. I'll call my mom. Call my mom. Bitch, I been knew how to count out. Choke 4 out of that. Dad do that. You can open the door. Bitch, my mom takes open up the door. I'm not playing. All my fucking noise. Y'all better open it. I'm not playing. You know how to count. You have hands. Open the door. I'll open up this door before we break this bitch. Break it. Go ahead. I'm gonna break some up in this bitch. I'm God. You guys must be dumb. I will like that for a with y'all. Do not play with it. You do not like that, but you can't open the door. Do not play with it. Open the door, I'll trash it. You can open it. I will trash this off. I'm closed. All right.
I want to stop it right there. And just go over what we just saw. Basically, it's some brothers in Dallas, Texas. They were caught shoplifting. You saw the bags. Like, this wasn't no Snicker bar. This wasn't no pack of gum. They had bags, like big ass. They stole the gift bags and then filled them up with shit, you know, from the store. And then when they realized what was going on, they locked their little asses inside the store, as they should. And then we hear them, you know, talking shit and popping off about, you know, the whole, you know, let me out of here. I'm gonna bust this door down. I'm gonna break this door down. Bitch, open this door. Call my mama. Da 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 da. You know, as if they ain't afraid. They don't have a care to worry about what they did, as if they probably have been doing this for a while. So before we even hear a response from a family member, I want to get your feedback from you guys in the chat. Have y'all seen this show? What y'all think about this? What would y'all have done if this was your kids? Reed, I would need to hear your response as a father. You know what I'm saying? As a mama, I'm telling you, hands would be busted open if my kids would even try some dumb shit like that. But I just want to hear, you know, your thoughts on this whole situation, and not just like what would you do, but your thoughts on their particular situation as far as their behavior, especially.
This definitely ain't their first rodeo, and the way they talking and everything, they definitely seen this shit, you know, learned this, you know, probably from a close family member or something like that. Seen them acting this way, seen them probably running in and out of stores and the whole nine. You know, they seem, they're really young and they seem pretty seasoned, you know what I'm saying, to go up in there with bags and shit. I seen somebody ask in the chat, you know, why are they in their pajamas? Because they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's probably how they also seen their relatives get down too. Like, they just go out and just do their thing. Like, that's what they do. And the way they got them bags, it looks like, you know, they had like an agenda, man. Like, probably like some of that, definitely learned behavior. Like, probably some of that shit was, you know, for come up purposes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like, you know, people boost and sell shit. Like, you know, them little kids had, you know, some bags, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like they was just in there getting candy and shit. You know, they was in there lightweight cleaning house. Definitely, you know, when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the home training, definitely it don't seem like it's there. Like I said, the way they acting, it seems like it's somebody close doing that same type of shit and they're comfortable with it. They mouth, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all know, you know what I'm saying, when kids leave the house and shit, you know, they ain't the same kids. They probably do fucking cuss and do whatever, right? But the way these motherfuckers was cussing, you know what I'm saying? And look, you know, they was cussing so bad, they some little kids, and I called them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how fucking serious it is. Like, the way they was cussing, you know what I'm saying, was like, they straight from the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll cuss an adult out and everything, you know, little dude talking about, man, I'll trash this place and yada, yada, yada. Fuck you, ho. I know how to count. Like, just, it's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, you know, like, for them to be that young and just be talking all crazy like that, like, you really got that shit down, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely learned behavior. People you around, future ain't looking too bright. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you that young and you acting up like that, it's bad. If you don't get, you know what I'm saying, a good wake up call or a dose of a fucking boys club or something, a fucking Big Brother or some shit, because what you got going on at the house, man, that shit ain't working. You feel me? If you over there, like you said, they in their pajamas and shit, man, they just got up and just went on one. How the fuck you leave a house like that? Like I said, that's that bad fucking home training. Like, how your parents even let you leave a house like that? How you leave a house like that and tell them I'm going to Walgreens? You know what I'm saying? 3 of y'all got some money? Yo, what y'all, like, was there any questions asked, or is it just like, man, they just do what the fuck they want to do? If you ask me, they just run up in and out of their house and do what the fuck they want to do. The way they talk and everything like that, ain't nobody there to really tell them anything. You know what I'm saying? They probably think the shit is cool and funny. They might be using the little kids, you know what I'm saying, to do some old dirt and shit. I hate to say it, but you know what I'm saying? It's real shit. They know if they get caught up, it's cleats. So they're going to go ahead and have these little the little ones, you know what I'm saying? They kids or cousins, whoever the fuck, have them go and do it. They look like they down, you know what I'm saying? They ready to run, do whatever it take. I'll take the case.
From the block to the hood table, big brick slabs and cake decorating diva, discussing local issues, national news too, encouraging y'all to like, share, and subscribe. We bring the heat, keeping it real tight, from the White House to the gutter we report right. Welcome to the show where we break it down from From the block to the hood table, it's all around. Sexy side profile man, the one and only Big Rick Slaps in the cake decorating diva. The one and only the hood table. With news you can't use and subjects that need to be spoke. From the block to the hood, from the White House to the broke. We got many different topics and subjects. Grab your seat, get your popcorn. Let's get ready. Talking about everything under the sun, from education to health. We here to run, engage with us, spread the word far and wide. Appreciate y'all, thank you for the support. We bring the heat, keeping it real tight. From the White House to the gutter, we report right. Welcome to the show, where we break it down. From the block to the hood table, it's all around. Sexy side profile man, the one and only Big Rick Slaps in the cake decorating diva. The one and only the hood table. With news you can use and subjects that need to be spoke. From the block to the hood, from the White House to the broke. We got many different topics and subjects. Grab your seat, get your popcorn. Let's get ready.